All right. So what do you do when you don't have a client right now, but you need one? I hear this over and over again with so many subscribers who are copywriters, freelancers, client service businesses of some shape or another, coaches, consultants, etc. Everybody constantly needs new clients to feed the success of their business. And so people are asking and continue to ask, how can I get clients? How can I get my first client? How can I get my next client? And I figured I would share some thoughts with you today about what to do when you don't have clients, but you need one. So actually, tomorrow's episode is an interview with Drayton Bird, absolute legend of copywriting and direct response marketing. He grew the largest agency in Britain at the time, the largest direct response agency, which he ended up selling off to David Ogilvy, and ended up working with David Ogilvy for quite some time. So absolute legend in the business. He told the story of this 3-year period of time where he went from basically nothing, right? Basically not having any kind of agency or anything, just having an idea to do it, to having the largest direct response ad agency in Britain. And one of the things that he said that jumped out is most agencies did one or two things to get clients and build their business. We did everything. Most agencies did one or two things to get clients and build their business. We did everything. And he went on to say all the different things that they did over the course of that time building their business, and how all of it had this additive effect to turn them into the largest direct response ad agency in Britain. And that attitude of taking responsibility for, we're going to do everything and we're going to do more of what works. That is so effective across the board if you really want to grow your business, grow your career. Now, of course, there's The Lazy Man's Way to Riches, that classic Joe Carbo book and ad. The lazy copywriter's way to get clients is to hope, to do nothing, to maybe send a few random emails, or to spam a million people with irrelevant emails. And if you're not a copywriter, you can insert freelancer, you can insert whatever you want here, right? But this is most often the most lazy way to get clients, and it often leads to basically getting really terrible clients if you get any at all, because it's not an effective strategy for connecting with the best clients out there. And you definitely do want to work with the best clients possible for you. Whatever your niche, whatever your industry, whatever your specialty, you want to find the best clients out there and make them interested in working with you. And so in order to do that, you need to not be lazy. You need to not follow this I'm going to hope I get some clients. I'm going to maybe randomly email a couple people, see if they might want to work with me. And then I'm going to complain and I'm going to send in a question to Roy saying, how do you get clients? Right? That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. So I want to split this up into, if you really want to get your first client, because that feels very different than if you really want to get your next client. And maybe first client could encompass first, second, third, right? First few clients. But then as you grow from there, the strategy definitely changes. So if you really want to get your first client, think in terms of extreme action. Think in terms of doing anything and everything. If you don't have client work and you need client work, just spend your time doing the things that will get you your first client work, right? And one of the most effective things to get in the door, especially with more entrepreneurial companies, is to find a way to make an offer that's I will work for you first, I will get paid on results. And, I just talked to somebody, the interview's coming out soon, maybe a week or so, who got a job with Golden Hippo, Craig Clemens' company, that's now $1 billion direct response company, basically by offering to work for Craig for free for a week. And if Craig wanted to keep him around, he could continue working the job that was being advertised for. Or if Craig felt like he didn't have the skills, he could let him go. So he's out nothing. So he offered to work first and get paid on results. My first client was similar. I basically offered to do work for free and get paid if it performed. I've done some spec challenges to get into different industries, different businesses, where they actually actively solicited that type of, at least initial, like, show us what you can do. Think of it like an interview process, right? How much time and effort are you going to put into an interview process before you start getting paid if you really want a great opportunity? Well, probably a lot. Well, you can take that same approach, except for as a skilled service provider. You're going to use your demonstration of skills as your interview process. Really, though, like, you can think of it in terms of doing anything to get in the door. If you're really serious about getting into a specific niche, a specific industry, a specific business, do anything to get into the door. Albert Lasker, one of the most famous people, one of the most influential people in all of modern advertising, ran the Lord and Thomas ad agency for he was there for about 40 years. When he was 18, he swept the floors. He swept the floors at the ad agency. He would go on to hire Claude Hopkins, Johnny Kennedy. He would go on to have this huge influence on modern advertising. He got started at that business, sweeping the floor, doing anything to get in the door, right? And you may not get your first client this way, but it's a whole lot easier to get their attention. The guy who got in with Golden Hippo, Ian Nagy, he said, he got a call from Craig Clemens like that as soon as he made the offer. When I made a similar offer to my initial client, my first client, I got a call from him like that as soon as I made the offer, right? You get attention this way. And then the question is, do you have the chops, right? Do you have the skills? Are you going to fulfill on that, right? Or not? And if not, what do you need to do? But this kind of laying it on the line does definitely get the attention. And, if you don't get in at the first client, you may need to repeat this a couple times. Also make sure that you do have the skills, but really just do it. Just do it. Put in that extreme effort. Now, if you really want to get your next client, one major secret, assuming that you have a little bit of success under your belt, a little bit of experience under your belt, one of the major things to do is just connect. Find ways to connect with as many people in your audience, in your market as possible. Focus not on selling your services, but on solving problems in any way that you can. Offer to help solve their problems. Do consultations with them to help solve their problems, right? Be a sounding board for them to solve their problems. Ask good questions. But as you're doing this, just focus on solving their problems. And if you have a clear offer that is relevant to the types of problems that you ask questions about to solve, right? Then they're going to be interested in you. They're going to be interested in doing more business with you. And then generally, maybe some of what you do is solve problems specific to having consultation. We do a free consultation with potential clients to, number one, figure out if we are a fit and if it makes sense to work together. But number two, we just make sure that we provide as much value in that consultation as possible so that you are you can be assured that if you do choose to work with us, you're going to get a ton of value out of the relationship, right? And so it can be in the form of that conversation. But if you have a few of those conversations, you can also package up what you might talk about in most of those conversations into some form of media, whether it's a webinar or a report or a guidebook or something like that, or a tool, and you can share that with people as well. And you can use it as a tool to help you get your next client. But again, all of that's about, hey, connect. There's lots of different ways, paid advertising, outbound communication, emails, etc., direct messages. But the whole point is you're making a lot of connections with the type of people who are a perfect fit for your offer, who have the problem that you are able to solve, and you give them as much value as possible so they will be naturally predisposed to want to get more from you. So my call to action from you today, or for you today from this episode, is to ask yourself, how can you use this? How can you use this if you need a client? what is most relevant to your situation and what action are you going to take. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you get more content like this delivered to you. And if you do want to work on building a foundation for your client business, whether you're brand new or maybe you're not getting the results you want and feel the need to relaunch your client business, I have a free Launch Your Client Business mini course that I will include as the first link in the description. Check that out. I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Every day and every episode, I'm here trying to help you grow your business and become a better copywriter, marketer, and entrepreneur. And I will catch you again in tomorrow's episode. I'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.